In this video, we're going to take a look at Cherry Health Center. So, the first thing that you'll want to do is go to your URL, then at the end type in /wp-admin. This will take you to where you can log in with your username and password that we give you, and you'll just log in. And I am going to take you through kind of everything down here on the left-hand side, and that'll show us how we basically built the site, and we'll just go through all of that. So we'll start with updates. This is what is used to create your site, plugins, and the theme. And so if you want to select all and update them, you can do that, but we regularly do that for all of our sites. So if you never want to worry about updates, you never have to. So we'll look at posts next. And under posts, this is where your blog posts are. And so if you want to edit one that's already there, then you just click on this, and here's the title, here's your copy. Featured image, kind of looks like you maybe already know what's going on here, so I won't spend too much time on this. This basically works like word processing. You can bold, italicize, you can bullet list, number list, you can align it differently, hyperlink things by highlighting them and then clicking the hyperlink, and then you just paste the URL and hit apply. You can change the size of the text here. And yeah, you just click update, or if you wanted to add a new post, you just click add new, give it a title, put your text here, set a featured image here, and click publish, and then you'll want to select blog. And then it'll just show up on your blog page, and you don't have to do anything else there. Let's move on to Accordion Pro. This is what's used to do your FAQ page. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So it works like kind of like an accordion, so that makes sense. So we'll look at all accordion, and so you can see the short code for it's right there if you ever need to copy it and paste it somewhere else. So we'll click on it and we'll edit it. So it's got a title, so you know which one it is, and it's called FAQ. And so then if you scroll down here, this is where you put the title and then the description. So you've got, what is causing my back pain? What is causing my back pain? And then if you want to add a new one, you would say add a new accordion here, and then you would just do the same thing. And then if I click right here, then it'll take me, and then it looks exactly like it looks on when you're making a blog or creating a new page. It's all the same stuff, and then you just hit OK. And then if you make any changes, you'll just want to make sure you hit update. So that's where that's located, and that's where you would make those changes. So we'll move on to media. This is just where all your photos are located. Any photos that are on your site are located in your media library, and you can see them here. If you ever need access to them, though, you can have access to the media library within whatever page or whatever you're looking at. So let's look at forms, and under forms, you have a contact and a make an appointment. And so these are pretty simple forms. Not a whole lot going on here that's super difficult. And if you ever want to edit these or rearrange these, you just drag them. You click on them to change the field label. You can add new fields over here. This is how I add fields, is through clicking through these. And if you just select it, it'll show up there at the bottom. You change the field label to whatever you want, and then you hit required. If you want it to be a required field, you can duplicate it. You can drag them around, or you can delete them if you'd like. And let's look at the other form real quick and make sure that it doesn't have anything super complicated on it. No, they're just required fields, and you can add new ones however you like. If you just want to add some special question, you can just add a single line of text and add that question, and then the entries of your form will be here under entries, but they will also be sent to whatever form is located in notifications, or whatever email, So if we look at admin notification, you've got your email, your info email is set there. So if you ever want to add another one, all you'd have to do is duplicate this. And then if you want to add an email, just add whatever email you want right here in the send to and from email. And it'll send you that form and all of its contents. So it'll go right to that inbox, and then it's super simple. So that's basically everything you need to know there. So let's look at pages. This is how we've created all of these pages that have all this information on it. Basically, it looks just like it when we make a blog. So let's look at contact us. Let's see what's going on there. Basically, same deal. Oh, is contact us might just be just a form. It's just what's on every page. So that's at the bottom of every page. So there's nothing on that page. So let's look at a different one where we can look at kind of what's going on. So you've got your page title. So let's look at this page. There's a featured image. You got the title, a second heading, and some words, and just works basically like I said, like the blog. You can change and edit it however you want. The featured image is set over here, so you can click on it and change it to a different photo, or you can upload a new photo, and then you just say set featured image and click update once you make any changes. Comments allows comments on your blog. Testimonials is what's used to have the testimonials on your homepage. So we have this is your testimonial here, and these are added right here. So if I want to edit one, if there's a typo in one, or I see something, the name's wrong, the name goes here, and then you put the text of the review or testimonial there, and then scroll down, and you'll want to make sure that the name is here, and then it's attached to the homepage rotator. And so if you ever want to add testimonials somewhere else, you'd add a new rotator. But right now we have it all set up so that it goes straight to the homepage one. So if you want to add new testimonials, you'll just do what goes here doesn't matter. It's not going to show up. This is where the text of the testimonial goes, and then the name goes here, and then you'll want to make sure that you click homepage, and then you'll click publish. So let's go back to testimonials, and if you want to delete them, you can trash them here, and you'll just want to make sure that they're all added to the rotator, and then look at all rotators here. You will, if you want to use display as a list, or if you want to do it as how it is on the homepage, then you'll want to get the short code here, like that. So I would copy and paste that from there. And I'll show you where it's pasted so that you can see on these homepage areas. But that's where you would add and edit those. So let's look at homepage areas. So as you could assume, that's what creates these areas of your homepage. So on the first one is a slider, and this is just going to have shortcode in this homepage area for the Revolution slider, and I'll show you how to edit that slider in a little bit when we get further down. So let's look at the next one, which is the introduction, and that's got your video and some information. So how that's done is if you go to your YouTube,
Cherry Health Center,
what you want to do is go to share and embed, and then you get this code here and copy and paste it into the text side of the editor right here. And so this video is set up so that it looks nice and good on your homepage. So if you ever want to update this video, basically all you need to do is just whatever's in this quotation marks here, just copy and paste whatever's in the quotation marks here. And then you don't have to worry about any of the other formatting, and it will just show up exactly the same, just with a new video. And then you've got all your text centered, and this is set as heading 1. And then you've got a Learn More button, which is hyperlinked to the page that you want. And then it's formatted as a button so that it shows up as this nice little button here. So under the next homepage area, conditions. So here we've got the same thing going on, only we've used these columns shortcodes in order to split this list in half. And so basically, if you want to create columns, you can use this same shortcode. You'll just want to duplicate and mimic exactly what's done here. And then this again is hyperlinked and set as a button. And then everything is set as white text. And if you scroll down here, this is where the formatting occurs. So on the last one, there wasn't any formatting because it was just a white background. So for this one, we have a color in the background, and padding is always checked yes. And then all your text was white, as I showed you. So you'll click update if you make any changes there, but you can just, again, edit this like you would a page or a blog post, and it should all stay the same. And then under that is your testimonials, and so this homepage area is just going to have a shortcode in it as well, which is your testimonial rotator shortcode, which I showed you. And then this next one is going to look exactly like this, only it's not in columns. So we'll take a look at it. And FAQ. FAQ, and then you've got your words here and your button hyperlinked. And then if you scroll down, that same color, you can get the color code and use it somewhere else by copying and pasting that right there. And so if you ever want to add a new section, basically you just click add new, put whatever you want here so you can recognize it, and add a title in header 1, paragraph text. You want to make sure everything's centered, and if it's on a colored background, you want to make sure everything is white text. If not, you don't have to worry about that, and you don't really have to worry about anything except making sure padding is checked as yes, so that there's padding around the words. And then you would go into reorder and just drag them wherever you want and click update. So let's move on. Are you using staff members? I don't remember. Looks like you're not, so we don't need to worry about that. Genesis is your theme, and we don't need to talk about anything there. Under appearance, we'll talk about two things, widgets and menus. So under widgets, you have stuff in your header here and below in your footer. So I'll show you how to edit some of that. So in the header, you have your image, which is your logo. That's the word I was looking for. And then your menu. Items are added by coming over here, clicking on them, and then wherever you want them to go, it'll show up. So if you wanted to add an image or something, but you're probably not going to add anything, nothing in the sidebar. Before header, this is where you have your menu, your social media menu, and this visual editor with the hours. So if your hours, phone number, location changes, this is where you would change that, and always make sure you hit save. This just allows us to have those homepage areas on there. And then in the footer, you have that contact us form. And then we also have that on all of the pages. And then the make an appointment form is on. We want to make sure we hide it on the front page. And that's why that's set up like that. And then you have your Google Map. And this part that is beneath the Google Map. And so if you want to edit any of that text, it's right there. And again, you'd hit save if you edit any of it. And then we have the final social media menu. And so that's all the stuff that shows up there. And then this little photo is also here. So if you need to add things, they're added by picking it from the left-hand side and then selecting where you want it to go. So for instance, a form, you select where you want it, it'll show up, and then once it's there, you can drag it to wherever you want. So let's look at menus next. And under menus, you have a social media menu and also your main menu. So under social media, if you end up adding a new social media, you can see it says custom link there. So you'll go to custom link and put in the URL, and then you're just going to copy and paste what appears in the nav label here, and then paste it here, and just change out where it says Facebook to whatever social media you're using. Then you'll click add to menu. It'll show up over here, and you can drag it wherever you want. And then under the regular menu, if you create a new page, it's going to show up over here. And so you just select it, click add to menu, and then drag it wherever you want. Make it a sub-menu item if you want. You can change the navigation label or you can remove it. And then always hit save. And so these can be dragged and rearranged if you don't like the way that they're arranged now. And then always hit save. That's everything there. Plugins, like I said, that's what's used to build your website. If you want to add more, change things, update things, you're more than welcome to do that. Users, this is where you can change your password. So if you've got your username, then you can come down here to generate password and change your password and click update user. Tool settings, custom fields, and SEO, I'm not going to go over. Don't think there's anything that is super useful for you there. Duplicator we use to launch the site. Nothing you need to know there. Slider revolution is the next thing we'll talk about, and that's what's created this slider here at the top. So this is obviously looks really good. There's probably not a whole lot that you want to change out. And the timing is really good. And so you'll just want to, if you want to click on it, that's here. And if you end up wanting to change the wording, all you have to do is double click there and you can change the wording. You can change the wording on this one. You can change the colors of the text. You can change the colors of the background. And then if you scroll down, this is where the animation occurs and the timing of that animation. And so you can see what kind of animation we're using. And you'll just want to make sure if you make any changes, it falls within the different screen sizes. The size of the text can be changed. The font weight can be changed. The color can be changed. And right now, these aren't linking anywhere. You can change the photo in the background by going to Media Library and either selecting one that's already here or uploading a new file. The only thing I would think that you might do here is if you just duplicate a slide that's already there, then you can work on it and you could just add. So if you wanted to change out the picture and add a new set of words here, so I can change these words to say something else, and then it looks exactly the same, and you didn't have to do any work, and it looks totally great. And if you want to hide a slide for a while, you can do that, and if you want to delete it, you can do that. So I don't foresee you changing these. So that's all I'm going to show you on here now. There's a lot more that you can do, but your site looks great the way that it is, and you don't want to make things too complicated or messy, and this all fits and flows really well. So if you go back to the slider settings, you can get the short code for your slider. By clicking embed slider and getting that short code right there. And that's what we put in the homepage area. And we'll move to Google Maps, and this is the last thing that we need to talk about. And so if you manage locations, this is where you can edit this location. So let's say you change addresses. If you change it here, it will auto-populate all the stuff below, and then you just hit save location. If you needed to add a new location, just put in the title. If you had a second office or something, type in the address, and this will auto-populate, and click save. And then you'd go to manage maps, and then you'd click edit, and that new location would show up right here, and you'd select it. And if you wanted to change the map height or the zoom level, those type of things can be changed in here, and you'll just want to say save map, and that'll change the size of it down here, which you probably don't want to do since it looks good like that. So if you have any questions about Google Maps, you can let us know. If you needed to change location or add a location, that's how you would do that. But that's pretty much everything that gets you started and shows you kind of how to make basic edits and changes. So if you have any additional questions, you can let us know, but that should give